Sophie Sierra had been through the emotional roller coaster of reality television, and the fans had followed her every move. Her relationship history had been a whirlwind, with the highs of passionate love and the lows of heartache playing out for all to see. After her turbulent breakup, fans were left wondering whether Sophie was ready to move on, or if she would forever be haunted by her past decisions. But just when it seemed like Sophie was focusing on her career and self-love, rumors began swirling about a new man entering her life. It all started with a single Instagram post, a photo of Sophie and a man sitting side by side at a cozy cafe, their hands intertwined. Sophie's smile was soft, yet her eyes hinted at a new sense of warmth that many hadn't seen in her before. The caption, "New Beginnings," was a cryptic message, but it was enough to send fans into a frenzy. Who was this man? Was Sophie already moving on from her last relationship? Did this mean she was ready for a fresh start, or was she simply seeking comfort in the aftermath of an emotional storm? Sophie knew the world of 90-Day Fiancé fans all too well. They were quick to analyze every word, every action, and every subtle gesture. No matter how private she tried to keep her personal life, the cameras, both literal and figurative, were always on her. But she didn't care anymore. She had been through enough heartbreak, enough public scrutiny, and enough judgments. This time, Sophie was doing things her way. The buzz started almost immediately. Fans flooded Sophie's Instagram comments with questions about the man in the photo. "Who is this? Are you dating again? I hope this one treats you better than the last one." It wasn't just Sophie's followers who were curious. Even tabloids and entertainment blogs picked up the story, running headlines like, "Sophie Sierra's New Man," "A Reality TV Star's Love Life Reborn," and "Is Sophie Finally Moving On from Her Past?" Sophie had never been one to hide away from the drama, but this time, she wasn't going to give the world exactly what they wanted. She decided to stay silent. But even in silence, she knew the pressure would mount. It always did. As the days passed, the speculation grew louder. Who was this mystery man? Sophie had met him in an unexpected way while she was attending a low-key charity event in New York. Sophie had been invited as a guest speaker, someone who had been through a lot in her personal life and had emerged stronger. As she mingled with the crowd after her speech, a man approached her. He was tall, dark-haired, with a calm and composed demeanor that stood in stark contrast to the often chaotic energy surrounding reality TV stars. His name was Jason Hall. He was a successful entrepreneur in the tech industry, far removed from the drama of reality television. His world was focused on business and innovation, and he had no desire for the spotlight. Jason had no idea who Sophie was. When he first met her, he didn't follow reality TV shows, and her fame didn't faze him. It was refreshing for Sophie. For once, she wasn't just another celebrity in the room. She was just Sophie. Their connection was instant, but not in the way she expected. Jason was patient, kind, and incredibly supportive, qualities that Sophie had found lacking in some of her past relationships. He had listened to her vent about the challenges of fame, about the difficulties of being scrutinized by millions, and about the pressure of always being on. But what really struck Sophie about Jason was his genuine interest in her as a person, not a television personality. He didn't want to take selfies or have his name in the press. He just wanted to know her, to understand her, and to be there for her in whatever way she needed. It was a feeling Sophie hadn't experienced in a long time. After their initial meeting, Sophie and Jason kept in touch. Their conversations went from casual texts to late-night phone calls, and eventually they agreed to meet up again for a real date. This time, Sophie was more nervous than she wanted to admit. She had been in the spotlight for so long, dating had almost become an act in itself, a performance for the cameras and the fans. This date, however, was different. Jason had chosen a small, quiet Italian restaurant in the city, tucked away from the prying eyes of the paparazzi. They spoke for hours over pasta and wine, discussing everything from childhood memories to their dreams for the future. Jason was refreshingly normal, and that was exactly what Sophie needed. No drama, no pretense, just two people getting to know each other. As the night came to a close, Jason walked Sophie to her car, his hand brushing hers. He didn't try to kiss her or make any bold moves. Instead, he gave her a genuine, soft smile and said, "I had a really great time tonight. I'd love to see you again." Sophie, for the first time in a long time, felt something she hadn't felt in a while: hope. She wasn't sure where this would go, but she knew one thing for sure: Jason was different. Sophie was cautious, but she couldn't deny that she was falling for Jason. The more time they spent together, the more she realized how comfortable she felt around him. The cameras may have been constantly following her life, but Jason never seemed to care about the chaos. He was the grounding force she had been searching for. However, Sophie knew she couldn't keep their relationship a secret forever. The fans would find out sooner or later. So she made the decision to introduce Jason to her followers, but she did it on her terms. Rather than a flashy red carpet event or an overly dramatic reveal, Sophie posted the photo of the two of them casually holding hands in a cafe. It was subtle, but it spoke volumes about where they were. The reaction from the fans was overwhelming. Some were thrilled to see Sophie happy again, while others were skeptical, wondering if this was just another phase. But Sophie didn't care. She was ready to embrace her new beginning, and Jason was there beside her every step of the way. I can continue from here with even more developments as their relationship deepens, the challenges they face together, and how they navigate the world of reality TV while keeping their connection strong. Would you like me to continue and expand on this further?